Hi everyone, today we are going to be going over 5th grade lesson 39 of the Elevate curriculum, which is just on fractions as division. By the end of today's lesson, students will see that fractions are just another way of writing division statements, and division statements are just another way of writing fraction statements, okay? So we are going to go over this first question here about Juan, his friends, and some popcorn. So it tells us that Juan has 2 pounds of popcorn to divide equally among 3 friends. He needs to find out how much popcorn each person will receive. Okay, so let's put this to a visual, okay? So we have 2 pounds of popcorn that Juan is dividing amongst 3 friends. Let's call his friends Abigail, Bill, and Craig. So in this first pound, Abigail will get some, Bill will get a part, and Craig will get a part of that first pound. A third of a part, right? They each get a third of 1 pound, okay? Now, there's a whole other pound left, so Abigail can also get some, Bill can get some, and Craig can get some. What we notice is in that second pound as well, they also each get a third of a pound. So what I mean by that is, looking at Abigail's, in this first image, Abigail gets 1/3. In this second image, Abigail also gets 1/3. And we know from previous lessons that 1/3 plus 1/3 is equal to 2/3. That is our fraction statement, okay? So each person will receive 2/3 of a pound of popcorn. So another piece of this lesson is rewriting fractions as division statements, right? So if we were to do long division, if we said 5 divided by 3, we would see that 3 goes into 5 one whole time, and there is a remainder of 2. We can write that same division problem as a mixed number, 1 2/3. So as you're going through this lesson with kids, I would say you can skip this question right here because it doesn't model any other practice that students are going to do throughout the lesson. However, what you would want to do is go over these 2 questions with kiddos so that they can understand the work that they're going to be doing. They will be working with a lot of word problems today, and so it is important that they understand which value is their numerator, which value is their dividend. You know, it's important for them to understand the different pieces of the word problem that they're reading. So it says a mother has 3 juice boxes to divide equally among 4 children. How much juice does each child get? The division problem is 3 divided by 4. Some kids might say it's 4 divided by 3. A conceptual question that I would love for you to ask students is, are we splitting up the juice boxes, or are we splitting up the children, right? We don't split up children, we would split up the juice boxes. And so 3 juice boxes need to be divided among 4 children. In this same question, a tutor has 60 minutes to help 7 students. To the students who will say the equation is 7 divided by 60, you want to ask, well, are we going to be dividing minutes, or are we dividing the students? We don't divide students, we divide minutes. Okay? So those are the kind of conceptual questions I would love to hear you asking today as they're grappling through word problems. And then you let them know that their dividend is the same as their numerator, and their divisor is the same as their denominator. So you might want to have some sort of like visual aid or anchor chart that says the dividend is the same as the numerator and the divisor is the same as the denominator. Also, this lesson has a lot of questions. There are some that I skipped to give students maximum time to work with different questions during the 15 minutes. So please pay attention to the circled questions. If students have more time to work on certain skills, let them work on the rest of the packet.